Hi everyone, my name is Dania Esperanza. Esperanza means hope. Welcome to Hope Speaks. And in this video, I am shuffling once again my angel cards for an angel message after my story. And in this video, I am going to talk about relationships and how women devalue themselves by rushing into a relationship and staying in it without valuing themselves and setting boundaries and standards. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because recently who was dating someone for a number of years, and they met online, which online dating isn't a bad thing. It's very popular nowadays, especially after COVID and with the whole pandemic. So it became very easy for people to do online dating. I know that I did it and it was pretty fun and all that. So there's nothing wrong with it, but when you go into online dating and you're dating somebody from another state in a distance, and you don't really get the opportunity to really get to know this person, to know what their values are, understand who you really are, and you sometimes go into a sexual intimate relationship thinking that things are gonna progress and you're gonna that person's gonna value you, but they're in another state and they're telling you all the things you want to hear. For years this can drag on, and then later on you find out that in their state they're over here dating, flirting, and acting like they're single, while all along you're acting like you're practically married, giving that this person your whole heart and being super authentic, but years later you realize you wasn't really valued the way that you wanted to be valued. So I know that this is something that my clients can't stand when I tell them, but this is so important. And it's like when you break up with someone, when the relationship is over, it's like almost like a death. And when you are mourning and you are healing, you're trying to learn who you are and come back from that tragedy and heal from that trauma. It's same thing goes when it comes to a relationship breaking up. You need to learn more about yourself, you know. Sometimes it's not at all your fault. It might be nobody's fault. You know, people grow apart. You stay in a relationship and you don't realize that you have different values and different goals, and the person is acting single when you're acting married, so you're not in the same page. Then you have to grow apart and the relationship breaks off. So I prefer to heal myself, work on me, learn where I went wrong, because everybody thinks that when a relationship breaks up, it's the other person's fault. You did everything right, and maybe that's the problem. You did everything right. You, in your book, you did everything right. Maybe you overdid yourself. Maybe you gave too much of yourself. Maybe you were supposed to hold some of that back, and that would have given you this person the knowledge that you have boundaries and there's limits to how much you're going to give of yourself until you know that you need to get this back. So with this particular client, I felt so bad for her because she used to come in always saying how she was picking up her boyfriend at the airport, and she was coming with a nightie with boots and sexy lingerie and all kinds of, you know, sexual prompts so that she could entice him. So when the relationship is sex based, I don't think that a lot of men really respect that. I think that sex is wonderful and it's important in a relationship. Of course, chemistry is also important, but to have chemistry and know that a person can sexually satisfy you or vice versa doesn't mean that you need to jump in bed with them right away. And it doesn't also mean that once you're in a relationship, you're supposed to give that much of yourself all the time. It has to be an equal give and take. if you're getting all sexy and going to an airport to pick up your boyfriend, that must mean that he is also going to reciprocate with something just as extraordinary on that weekend vacation. He's taking me away somewhere. He's going to be flying. He just flew me, you know, somewhere with him. We recently went on vacation and he treated me like a queen. Like, it has to be, I'm giving that much of myself because I'm also receiving that much, and it's an equal give and take. So that's the way that, if that's the way that my boyfriend's love language is, that's the way I will reciprocate, because I know it's going to make him happy, but I also need to get something back. So in this relationship, she mentioned that after she broke up with him, because the reason why they broke up was because he needed help with a social media page of his, and he had to give her access to it in order for her to assist him. When she did so, she found one that was original, another one that was original but that was hacked into, that he was no longer using. And in this particular one, there were friends of his, female friends, making comments, and it was easy and clear to see that he was like dating from in the state that he was at, and he was acting single. And there was an event that took place that was a birthday party, some kind of a surprise birthday party that was given to him, and they had been dating for years, and he never ever mentioned this surprise birthday party that happened recently that someone gave to him, and he was keeping that private. So she got the picture. He was acting single, living la vida loca, and she realized that that's not what she wanted, that she wanted more, that she wanted to have a relationship with a person who was just for her, that was basically giving her the same thing that she was giving him, right? And it wanted honesty, and it wanted him to say, hey, I'm dating other people, so she could be honest, and then she could date other people as well. So there's a lot of women that tell me that they're like, you know, I don't have to have a boyfriend that is going to stay with me forever and ever and ever and then marry me. I can just date, you know, and if it works for the meantime, it works, and if it ends, and I can move on to the next one. And I'd rather be not married and single for the rest of my life, you know. And I've heard that many, many times, and that's cool for some people, but I want to have a partnership with someone that I can travel the world and grow old, and we can have, you know, be a power couple and have goals and achieve them together. So, and I am like a human being that wants to pair bond, you know, and grow and strengthen, and, you know, have equal give and take, and for us to take our time in understanding each other, and for a person to value me not only because of my attractiveness or sexiness or my body, but they also appreciate my mind. They appreciate what I bring to the table, and that will determine the consistency and the longevity of the relationship. Because if I just give everything to a person who is not even helping me and flying me to their state and introducing me to family, friends, and their, you know, community, so that way I know that this person has good intentions, then I'm not going to do those types of things, like pick him up with all the trimmings and all that stuff. So she had mentioned that after she cut him off and told him, okay, you want to be single, then be single. I don't want to be with you anymore. Now he's calling her and saying, I want you back, I want you back. And she mentioned something about needing car repairs that are up there in the thousands, or something about her, some form of repairs. And that for the first time in all the years that they dated, he's finally offered to help her with that. And I asked her, what do you mean? So for so many years, you went to the airport picking him up, you catered to his every need when he would come here to visit you, and him being a gentleman. He never offered to help you with anything in your home or your vehicle. You know, as a woman, as a single woman, and you giving yourself to him like that. She was like, nope, he never did anything for me. He never ever did anything for me. The only thing he ever did for me was that we had great sex. That it was crazy chemistry and great sex. I'm like, to me, that was just like, that's not enough for me. I know that I have to have more. I have to have some form of consistency. I have to have equal give and take. I have to know that we're on the same page, that we're going to grow together, that if it's a long distance relationship, that there's going to be a time that that long distance is going to change, and either they're going to move into my state or vice versa. But there has to be a plan, you know, and that's the way I am. But other people, some people have open relationships. That's not my fault. I'm not about open relationships, you know, but I think people jump into relationships right away. They jump out of one to get into another, and they don't give themselves the time to heal, to find themselves, to fall in love with themselves. And I feel as in when you fall in love with yourself and you really work on yourself and work on healing wounds, even though healing wounds isn't only truly loving yourself, because it's very painful to dig out all those wounds and realize that you've made mistakes, that life has been pretty much like what you've made of it, and some of the things that you wish you could change, you have to forgive yourself. And that type of healing is very painful and not easy. So being single is a great time to heal deep wounds, to do therapy, to go to, you know, work out and do yoga, go to, you know, have better and closer relationships with family members. Maybe that when you're in a relationship you kind of neglect or don't have the time for, so you can build back on those relationships that are important to us. So there's just so much opportunity when there's a breakup and you're not with that person any longer. So and I think it's totally unhealthy to jump into another relationship right away. And I don't think that it's healthy as well to, when you are in a relationship, to allow a person to do as they please, and then later on you find out years later that they're cheating on you and they haven't been authentic, when you have not set any boundaries and you gave way too much and you was not getting the same back. So at the end of the day, we have to heal ourselves, because I know I had to. I know I gave too much of myself when I should have not or shouldn't have. And I had to let go of that. And I'm a better person for it. You have to thank the person that has, the people that have hurt us, because we become stronger from it. So let me pick one. This one's kind of, oh wow, love. This is so cute. So the angel message is love. Negative thoughts and feelings are sabotaging your pursuit of happiness. We, your angels, are here to help you heal. Allow our healing light to flow through your heart. Consciously infuse each negative thought or feeling with love and light. Feel both your heart and mind aligning to your soul's sacred purpose, and unleash your divine potential through the power of love. Such a beautiful card. So that was the card for the day, for this video. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, set boundaries. Don't give too much of yourself. Learn who you're dating, who this person is, before you you know, cross your boundaries. Have dignity, and be careful out there, because the dating situation can be pretty dangerous. I know I'm single and I'm taking it super slow, because I'm loving myself and still healing. So love and light. Peace.